Money, 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 money. Hello, family. Hello, hello, hello. Today we are going to talk about money. Healing through generational wealth. Because today is Wellness Wednesday. Y'all, I'm kind of nervous to talk about this today. Because I don't really care to talk about money for real. But we're going to talk about money. And I will express why I have a hard time talking about money very soon. Hello.
Hello. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wellness Wednesday to you. How are you?
I am doing well, my love. How are you?
I'm well. I'm nervous to have
You're
this
nervous?
conversation, but I'm excited to talk about it.
I was having a conversation with a young lady the other day, and she says, unfortunately, this is not something that is new. People really get shy when they're like, "What you getting in my business?" It's like, no, it's not getting in your business. It's more that I'm trying to help you to make sure your business is right.
Okay.
Okay. So it's not getting into, so really getting over that stigma that it's nothing to be embarrassed about. I think we've all have had some type of issues, and I believe in being transparent, when it comes to that, because at the end of the day, we can be delivered from that.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
so laying the cards on the table. Here we go. Laying the cards on the table.
Yes, 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 yes. And this is bigger than us. This is generations, right? So we're
That
doing this work for the generations now and beyond. So I'm
yes,
excited. I'm excited.
yes.
Before we dig deep into it, I do want to introduce myself and then have you introduce yourself. So, hello, everybody. If you do not know me, my name is Jeneva. I'm the founder of Where is Neva. Where is Neva is a multimedia platform sharing, supporting, and inspiring our Black truth through storytelling. We focus on where are you physically, mentally, romantically, artistically, and today, financially. We are talking
Woo.
about where are you financially, and this is our series for Wellness Wednesday. Healing is our legacy, healing through generational wealth. And now we have this beautiful financial literacy coach on the other end named Mellonie. Can you please introduce us and tell us who you are?
Wow, this is exciting. Well, I am Melanie Warren. I am a financial literacy coach. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, I homeschool my children. But one of the things that I am so compassionate about is helping people to understand how money works and break the stigma of that we can't be wealthy, and that wealth is not something where it's only for a particular sector or group. We all have the ability. Even in slavery, there was wealthy people. So I
Mm.
say that it doesn't matter where you are, that you can be wealthy. And I'm really about educating and having people to understand not just how money works, because money is a tool. So what do you do with that tool? Because it's not how much money you make, it's how much money you keep. So
Definitely,
what
definitely.
needs to be done in order for that to happen? What are the stages? So I'm excited for this time to just share, just the whatever wealth of information so that people can become financially empowered.
Yes, financially empowered. I love that. I love that. Whoop,
Woo!
whoop. Generational wealth. You get money, you get money, you get
Yes,
money.
right. Exactly. Oprah fame. And you.
That's so cool. That is so cool. I'm so excited to dig deep. So, talking about financial literacy, what is financial literacy?
So financial literacy is this. Financial literacy is understanding that, first of all, as I said, money is a tool, and that money has the ability to grow more than how you can work hard for it. But
Mm,
it's the way and how you structure yourself in order for that money to grow that it has the ability to not only help you out, but also help generations and generations thereafter. Because unfortunately, at schools don't teach about money at all. They'll just teach about Columbus shared the ocean blue in 1492. Okay. And let's not talk about, well, he discovered America. Can't really discover something that was already here. People are already here. I'm just saying, right? let's
right.
let's 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 be real. So it's a demise, actually. Okay, because how this really started, when it was the industrial age and you had the Rockefeller, he's making money. He didn't want people to think, he just wanted workers. So they made it very, very narrow that only a certain amount of people should know how money works. So that's one of the reasons why it's not taught in school, because once you really understand about compound interest, right? Which is something you learn in fifth grade, right? Which they only taught that for a little bit. Once you understand good compound interest, but unfortunately we have bad compound interest when we get ourselves deeper in debt, because that money is just that interest is ganging up. We're just like, oh, this is great, I got me something. Or they like to say to you, oh, you've got something free if you go ahead and sign up. Oh, what? This is free? So we have this mindset. So literacy is really understanding how money works, what ways to invest, what ways you need to make sure that you pay yourself, okay, before you pay everybody else. Because if you don't take care of your house, okay, you will always be in that. So you say, oh, I got my bills to pay. That will get paid, but you have to make sure, as I said, that you take care of your house first.
Yes. And family, we're talking about healing through generational wealth with financial literacy coach Mellonie. Yes. Wow, that's beautiful. So now that you explain what financial literacy is, can you tell us a little bit about your story of how you even got it started talking about money? Were you always good with money? Like, tell us all
All
your
right,
business.
so here we go. I'm taking the wool off, the shells off, the whole thing. So about 2008, 2009, when the financial industry and the mortgage industry crashed, my husband and myself crashed with it. At the time, we had 13 investment properties. We end up losing 11 out of those investment properties, whether that was through foreclosures, short sales. We became so personal with the court system because they were delivering foreclosures papers like every single day it was coming. So once that crash happened for us, and we were trying to work with the mortgage companies, everything, one of the mortgage companies ended up suing us. So even though we were a part of the financial industry and that was happening, we still didn't quite understand how this thing was working. So we had to end up filing for bankruptcy. Yes, we filed for bankruptcy, guys, which was totally devastating because that was something that we fought it. We're just like, we can't do this. We can't file for bankruptcy, but we had to end up filing for bankruptcy, which ended up being a blessing in disguise because we really took time to understand how money works. What is it that we need to do? So first of all, this doesn't happen again, okay? And that we put ourselves in the proper position. Because the other thing with that, once we got out of the bankruptcy, student loan debt, which is $1 trillion industry, something that's supposed to help people to be educated and empowered, have a better full life. It's a false sense of identity. All right. We still had that student loan debt after the bankruptcy. So we're like, wait a minute, if we're going to be totally financially independent, we have to figure out how we're going to get rid of this student loan debt. So what we did, my sister, when I said we put our girth after that bankruptcy, we put on our girths. We like, listen, we got to figure out this plan. Within 3 months, we paid off almost $45,000 worth of student loan debt. Okay.
So wait. So you were in bankruptcy and you
Correct.
Still were paying. You found a way to pay off your student loan debt, which was $45,000.
That is correct.
Y'all, did y'all hear that?
Yes.
She took her and her family took this really hard. I don't know. It sounds like a heartache, but a really hard experience and made literally something out of nothing to understand finances even more. So I know there got to be some people on here that probably are having a hard time with the finances, and that she is literally telling you there's a way out. She's literally a living testimonial that there's a way out. Okay, keep going. Tell us more, sis.
So after we got out of that, we paid the student loan debt off. You know, the only thing we had was our mortgage. And listen, I can attest to you now, year to date now, that we don't have a mortgage. Okay, we don't have a mortgage. Car payments, credit card. What else plagues the family? We don't have those things at all. At all. We've made it a mantra for us that to make sure whatever we do, that we put ourselves in a financial position. Because this is the thing too, you can't help anybody when your money is not right. So if you enjoy helping people, organizations, ministry, you have to make sure that your money is right. So that's why for us, it was a big thing to make sure that we have ourselves together, because we love helping people. We love supporting people. We love making sure that people are empowered. And so for us, it's more than just us. Because now we realize that at the end of the day, we have the ability to change lives. Okay? Not just because you realize, they always say, when you're pointing that finger out at somebody, you still have those things, those other three pointing back at you. So we really have to check ourselves, really check ourselves. So I say to you, my brothers and sisters, whatever the financial issues you may be experiencing, there is a way, but you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan.
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. Family, if you have any questions, please comment your questions. We are here. This is an open discussion. Please ask away. Next question to you is, why is it important? You said it a little bit, but let's dig a little bit deeper. Why is it important to know your money?
Well, the reason why it's important that you know your money is this. First of all, if you don't know what's coming in, then money is going out the window, because you're not budgeting yourself. They hate to hear that word budget. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to budget. Yes, but it allows you to discipline yourself. Because if you don't have a plan and you don't budget, okay, what ends up happening is that you lose control. So putting yourself in the position where you know where your money is, okay, this is going here, this is happening, this on a consistent basis. Now you're not allowing circumstance or other things to distract you of your financial goals, because what ends up happening is that you keep doing the same thing. Oh, it's all right, ma'am. Wait, I think that's supposed to be paid. I think that's supposed to be happening. And then at the end of the month, you're wondering, what happened to my money? I got paid, or this happened. Somebody paid me. My business is up, but I don't know. I cannot show what happened to my money. So we put our head down. Okay, we put our head down and just be like, oh, okay, well, it is, and then the next month comes, the next month comes, and you do the same thing. You still don't know what ends up happening, and then you fall into a financial struggle, and you're like, I don't know what happened. Well, you do know what happened. You do know what happened. You don't want to face what happened, but you do have an idea of what happened. So just facing that fear. Once you face it, and let me say this to you. One of the things that my husband and myself had to do, and I'm telling you this, that I was the one, when my husband would say, listen, we need to sit down and talk about this money situation. And I'm the one that used to write the bills, make sure everything is put. And when he would say to me, we need to sit down and have a conversation about it, and I used to get defensive. I was like, okay, what do you want to talk about? Yes, I paid that. That was done. And he'll start questioning. Okay, so what are we trying to do it here? And should we do this? And now my defenses start coming up. But he said to me, listen, I know it's uneasy, but in order for us to be financially independent and make sure that our children and our children's children could be blessed, we have to talk about it. We have to put a game plan in over. So when he said that to me, and I was still in like, yeah, what about it? And he kept saying, he said, it's going to be hard, but listen, we're going to get through this, because we have to get through this. We have to be an example. Girl, it was rough. Let me tell you, because I was not the one to really put all that on the table. Not at all, because I had more debt than he did. That's the other thing too. So when we got married, okay, I had some debt so it was just like, this is not your debt no longer. This is our debt. So we have to figure this process out, So it was not an easy thing, but it's worth it. It is worth every single conversation, as uncomfortable as it is, Because once you start having that conversation on a consistent basis, it becomes easier. And you
Yes.
realize how much that you are empowered. And not only that, that you're delivered from that shame and that embarrassment. Because it doesn't define you. It's just something that happened. You know what I mean? But it's not something that can be in your life forever either.
Definitely. I love how you all, or he just called you out. It was like, we're about to have this uncomfortable conversation. But then also like understanding, like, I see your resistance. And that's beautiful too. And I love the support that he gave you. Like, yes, I see your resistance, but this is why we need to talk about it. So let's do the work. And you all did the work. And that is so beautiful. I am so proud of you. That is awesome. And that's why it's so important for us to have our support system on our directory. To have, you can call or get a consultation with Mellonie, and she can help you through this process. She knows what she's talking about. She has seen the bad side to the greatest side. So she knows what she's talking about.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes. There was a question. If you were 18 and about to enter this current job market, how would you play it?
Oh my gosh. Well, if you are 18 about to enter into the job market, one of the things, especially if you have a job, okay, that you start out investing, start at your retirement, okay? Don't get caught up into, and yes, you can start a retirement even in your 18, and probably a custodian parents, but you can start out, even when a child is even younger, as long as they're earning an income, depending how parents structure it, they can start investing in their retirement or some type of investments. There are so many options that are out there to really help a person who's 18, because by the time they get to my age, I won't date myself, but I'm my young age, you can be already financially independent. So you start early, finding out vehicles, ways, opportunities to invest, okay? And it doesn't take a whole lot either. It does not take a whole lot, but you start consistently. Yeah. You wouldn't have to, if you decide, I'm gonna save for the next 5 years into the proper vehicles, okay? Into the proper vehicles. By the time you get to 30, if not younger, you would not have to save not one more cent. Not one more. Because as I said, your money can work harder for you than you work hard for it.
Yes, I love it. What a great question.
Yeah. Understanding. Yeah. Don't get caught in the credit card debt at all. If they say, oh, you can get something free, it's never free. Remember that. It is never free, because you can pay that back with interest, and it's not good interest. It is bad interest.
So how do you build your credit?
Oh, okay. So now, one of the ways you do need to have a credit card, if you're just getting out in the job market, it's good to have a credit card. However, this is the rule of thumb. If they ever approve you for a limit of, say, it is $500, okay, you are only supposed to be using 20% of that limit that they give you. Especially if, for heaven foreseen, something happens and you're able to pay that credit card off each month, and you have a balance that balance is carrying over to the next month, it should only be 20% of that limit. So even though they say, oh, we just gave you $500, it's not for you to be using all of it unless you have the discipline and you have a good relationship with money that you can pay it off before the due date. And the reason being is because it also saves you on interest. So if you're disciplined enough to get the credit card, use it, especially if you're starting out. Use it. That is a great way to start building your credit. As well as another way is, if your parents are good, they can put you on their credit, on their credit cards, okay? And that can also begin to build up your credit as well.
That's beautiful. What's the importance of building your credit? Why should you build your credit?
Yes, you sure should, because first of all, when you don't have credit and you're ready to purchase a car or a house, and they pull that report, okay, and they're basically trying to see, are you good with money? They want to see your spending habits. They want to see your saving habits. So the credit report allows them to look at this sheet of paper, okay, which is three different credit bureaus, right? They look at this and they say, okay, they determine you are credit worthy. It makes a difference as far as your interest, how much interest you can get for something, whether that be a car or a home. Because if you're able to get an interest rate that is low, right? First of all, you're able to save on your money. You can use that to invest in it. And it's also going to give you a better option as far as just being exposed to others. If you're trying to do a business or you're trying to just establish yourself, it just really helps you to make sure that you understand that you know how money works. You understand how to use it. You know how to say no. No is not a bad word. You how to say no to say something. So it's very important for you to understand your credit history and build that up sooner than later. I had as a matter of fact, even though cash is king, we know cash is king, and you was like, but I use cash. My brother, he did not get his first credit card until he was in his early 40s. Okay. Because he was just like, oh, I just always heard that credit was bad. I didn't think I needed it. I always had cash on it. So when he needed to get a loan for something, for a business loan, he did not exist. He did not exist. So you do not exist if you do not establish your credit. So that's why it's important and it's essential that you put yourself in a position that your credit is right and tight, and that you not only that, but you look at your credit report every few months. As a matter of fact, you should really look at your credit report every few months, and not just Credit Karma is great, but sometimes it does not give you an accurate. So there's other option. One of the options that you can utilize, and you may have to pay for it, or banks are now putting their credit as part of a service that they're offering as well. So looking at your credit often, guys, look at it often. As I said, every 3 months, every year, on annualcreditreport.com, you can get a full-fledged credit report, which you do not have to pay for. It is free once a year. Now, if you want it more than times, then I think after that, you do have to pay for it. After that, if you get it more than once a year, but once a year, you can get it for free. A full-fledged. And what I was saying, the reason why you want to look at, because sometimes you and somebody else can have the same name, and the credit reporting agency can report somebody else's information on your report. So if you ever see that, you can dispute it. Yes, dispute it. Fight that thing. And all you will have to do, if you see negative report, anything negative on your report, you go ahead, you write a letter to the credit bureau. You send it certified so they know that they got it. You give them about a couple of days. They can remove that negative information. Ding, ding, ding. What's going to end up happening is that it's going to also help boost up your credit report, as your credit score. Excuse me, not your report, but your score. So look at it and make sure that the information is there and that it's accurate as well. Because oftentimes, as I said, there's mistaken identity, or somebody has stolen your identity. That's the other side to that. So that's the other reason why you want to make sure that you, because that actually has happened to one of my daughters, and she at the time was just 5, and when we went to do our taxes, they're like, somebody already filed for her. Like, what? Say what? They took my baby's money? What? Yeah, so we had to fight with IRS and get that taken care of. So now I have I do a identity theft program that I also offer to make sure that they are protected, because unfortunately there are very scrupulous people out there. My goodness gracious, that can, even your children's identity, you want to make sure that they're protected.
Look, your work family, do it. Yes. Someone said, facts. It took me into my late 30s to invest in the stock market and 401k. Wish I started earlier. Yes. I know something I would have told my 18-year-old self is really asking deep reflective questions of my relationship with money. Not only that, because when you are doing this process, there is some resistance that may come up. And so you have to ask yourself, where is that resistance come from? Where did that belief come from? You know what I'm saying? So is that, but another thing I want to dig deep into that, but one more thing I want to say is that I would have had certain savings accounts, like separating my savings, travel savings account, car savings account, which I'm doing now, which has helped me so much, y'all. COVID kicked my ass. It was like, nigga, you need help with your finances. We're going to get it together. But before, I was like, yay, let's just spend. And if y'all do not know, before COVID hit, I was in West Africa. And right when COVID hit, I was like, damn, I'm broke. Like, where's my money at? And nobody was really working. You can't get a job or anything. So I was like, we need to figure something out. And then when I started being a full-time entrepreneur and a business owner, I realized I have to know my money, which then leads me to asking those deep reflective questions. So, Mellonie, when it comes to that resistance, what questions should people ask themselves when that resistance comes up when it talks about money?
You know, when you said that, it just reflected basically, how did you see your parents or your guardian spend money? How was their relationship with money? Because 9 times out of 10, you are a reflection of that. Okay? So if you saw your parents spending money like crazy, okay, and then next thing you know, you hear little whispers, I don't know if we can pay that, babe. I don't know what's going on. 9 times out of 10, history is going to repeat themselves. So having that aspect, did my parents do well with money? Did they have these things in place? You know, and I think about that. In some instances, I can say yes, some instances, no. And so now with that, I realize that because I know there were certain times where both of my parents were entrepreneurs. They've always had their own businesses. So I saw some things where it was like they did great. And there were some things as far as investment. First of all, it's because they didn't really know or understand, or that fear factor is just like, what? Invest? Put it in the market? You know, you hear all these stories, but not knowing that they didn't also know that millionaires were made through the stock market. Okay, and how to position themselves that if something was to happen, that you wouldn't have to be fearful of that. You know, so really having an understanding is, what did you see, and are you eliminating, mimicking those good behaviors or the bad behaviors? Now, if you are mimicking those good behaviors, keep on doing it. But if you realize that, oh yeah, my mom, my auntie, whoever didn't do well, you still have the ability to make a decision to learn and educate yourself about money.
Definitely. I know one thing that I would look into and ask, what I do with my clients is like ask them, what is their belief system around money? So like think about the comments that your parents will even say, like, I don't got McDonald's money. You got McDonald's money? Or hold that money tight. Oh, you don't need that. Or that's too expensive. You know, just like all that comment. And write to those. Write to those. Because those are beliefs that we are letting go. You know, because think about it. Even if we hold money too close, and not allowing it to flow, it's not going to grow.
Correct.
You know, so therefore, I know I dig deep with my clients on the money mindset, and then to the point where we do budgeting. But it's really important to understand your mindset around money so that you can grow with your money. Because money is energy, and like you said, money is a tool. That's and it's the way we use it for it to grow.
That's right. You know, something that we have to be mindful of, you just said it, is that what we're speaking out of our mouth. Because what we speak in our mouth is in our mind, and then we start receiving those things. Oh, I can't afford that. I can't do that. Oh, that's too much money. Who has that? You know, that's only for the rich folks. Only rich people have that. So
I don't want to be rich. You can. Why?
Right. Why?
What's your definition of rich? Where did that come from?
Okay. What is that? So having a wealthy mindset.
Yes.
You have to have a wealthy mindset, and not only having the mindset, but writing it down. Writing it down. Writing it down, reading it, looking at it. Have that vision board. Have those vision things of money. Put yourself in that position that you can be just like that same person. Okay?
Definitely.
The only thing different is that they made a decision that they were going to be wealthy. They made a decision that, you know what? My past circumstances does not define who I am now or where I'm trying to go.
Yes. And Black folks, we deserve luxury. Okay? We deserve everything that our heart intends and our heart tells us. We deserve everything. Our dreams are our reality. All we need to do is do the work. And so when it comes to mindset, ask yourself, are you moving in 3 different mindsets? Are you moving in abundance? Are you moving in scarcity? Are you moving in lack? And the lack mindset is where you just don't have it. Scarcity is where you're scared. And abundance is when you allow it to flow and come back. So when you are really doing this work where you're digging deep, ask yourself, if I'm moving in abundance, am I moving in scarcity? Am I moving in lack? What does that look like? And there will be different areas where you are maybe moving in abundance, but then there's different areas where you're living in lack. But you just have to do the work. I know another assignment I have my clients do is write a letter to money. So you title it Dear Money and use it as, and treat money as if money is a person, and get it angry with the money. You know what I'm saying? Tell them your true feelings and let it all out, because that is when you will understand where your money mindset is. Yes. I think you're breaking up again. You're breaking up.
Yes.
Y'all, if you have any questions, please. Listen, I am not no financial expert. I will help you with the money mindset, but Mellonies.
Yes. That is where your money begins. It's in your mind. You know, they say, so a man thinketh, so is it. So if you think that you're going to be broke, you will be. The other thing that people need to make sure they understand too is the importance of setting up their financial house. What are those things that you need to have? Because we know that a house is built on a firm foundation. But if you're not building your foundation right, it's crumbling. It's going to crumble. So one of the ways that people need to make sure their house is built on their foundation is making sure that they have income protection. Okay. And that's life insurance. The next level is, because they're feeling like, what, life insurance, this we're talking about death. No, because it has the ability to leave a legacy.
Yes.
And so then you have your savings, okay? Paying yourself first. What are those 3 savings? And you shared that already. What are those 3 saving vehicles that you have? That is one being your emergency fund, just in case something was to happen. You don't have to worry about using your credit card, so you go deeper in debt. Midterm, that is an account that's probably using a mutual fund, which is having a great rate of return. Mutual funds rate of return is about 8-9%. Then long term, which is your retirement, okay. And then if you have children, then you talk about their kids' college funds or some type of a custodial investment. Because one thing about college fund is that kids can get a scholarship. You can't get a scholarship on retirement. So you want to make sure that your retirement is in place. Okay. And then you have your goals and dreams, but you have to make sure your walls are up, which is the will, because you have to protect your assets. You have to protect those things. We can't be naive and say, oh, I don't need that. That's only for wealthy people. No, it is not. You need to have a will. So those are the things that you need to have in place to Debt, the debt is smoking out your house. So that's why it's important to decrease your debt so you can increase your assets. Okay. And so now you
telling them the story about why it's so important to get life insurance, because I love what you said. So
okay.
back in 2015, my father passed away and he didn't have life insurance, nor did he have a will. And it was up to me and my brother, his children, to plan his funeral and pay for his funeral. And some of my family members were just like, wow, my dad was a heavier set man, so he needed a bigger casket and a whole bunch of different things that you don't think about before. And so
right.
I just was like, I'm working. I just got out of college. I'm working as a server. Where am I going to get this money from? My family members said that they can afford this amount. And I was like, no, I want to pay more. I'm not putting a price tag on my father. And so I grind, I hustled, I like sold T-shirts. We threw events just to raise money for my father's funeral and his burial.
Wow.
It was very stressful. I could not mourn my father's life because I had to think about paying for my father's funeral. And that was so much work. So when Mellonie says, get life insurance, get life insurance, because you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for your family, so that they can celebrate you and celebrate your life and give you the space to be able to do that without worrying about how to pay for your funeral.
Absolutely. The devastation that with COVID that has happened, and the amount of families that have lost their loved ones, a breadwinner for that now. So now they're emotionally distraught, and now they're financially embarrassed because of the fact now, okay, so that money is gone. Where do we go from here? And so unfortunately, within a year, a widower either has to get more than one job. The kids end up losing maybe their home or where they were going to school. All these things happen because of the fact that income is not being replaced anymore. And the wonderful thing about life insurance is that the money that you get is tax free, whatever the amount is.
Had no clue.
So when we talk about tax free. And people get the mindset, oh, what about if I don't have any kids or whatever? You can still get it for yourself, because it also has the ability, right? Yes. Where this money now, you have this money, but it's going to allow you or your loved ones to create wealth. The other thing it's going to allow is that if you're single and something was to happen to you, you can access this money before your beneficiary can get it. So you can access this money, use this money for your treatment, use this to do whatever. Okay, you can access, and it's not a loan. It is not a loan. So if you access that money before, right, it's not a loan. You can do whatever you need to do with that money, but at least you don't have to put yourself in the position, I got to figure out how I'm going to get my treatment done, or whatever the case may be. So it has that ability. Other thing too is that if you become disabled, one of the companies that I partner with, they will actually pay your premium for you if you become disabled during that time. Yes, they will actually pay it for you. So this is the power of life insurance. That it's not just for burial. It's just not for death, but it's for life and those that you leave thereafter, just in case.
Wow.
We have car insurance. We have car insurance just in case, right? We have cell phone insurance. Okay. We have home insurance. It's the same way. And yes, those are living benefits when it comes to life insurance. Okay. Which another name I like to say, income protection, because that's what it does.
How old should you be when you start investing in life insurance?
Oh my goodness. The younger, the better.
Really?
Yeah, actually, I would say, at least when you're 25, even in your early 20s. And the reason, let me tell you the reason why, is because death has respect of no person, first of all. Okay. And how insurance is calculated is by your age. So the younger you are, the cheaper it is, the more you can get as well.
Listen here.
So,
y'all better have your notebooks out.
okay.
That is, wow. Okay. And then you said something else. So you said life insurance, and then you gave a list of other things.
So the other level is basically your savings. How is your savings supposed to be? So you should have an emergency fund, okay, which should be 3 to 6 months or the greatest 12 a year of your income. Mm-hmm. Then you have your short term, which is maybe you're saving for something that maybe in the next 2 or 5 years. Then your long term, which is your retirement. So that's all the savings programs that you should have when it comes to paying yourself. Emergency fund, all right. Then you also have your short term, your mid, and your long term, which is your retirement. Those are the 3 things that you need to have as it comes to your savings, okay? Because you need to treat yourself like a bill. If you treat yourself like a bill, then what ends up happening is that you will consistently make sure that your money is being saved or invested into the proper vehicle. I saw somebody ask me if they should just save and not invest. And so I responded to them is that you need to do both. You need to save and invest. Doing both. So having those things in place, I said, treat yourself like a bill. You are just as important as your phone, your light, your house bill. You are just as important. So when you're writing your list of bills, you put me, $300 a month. Okay. Put yourself down there. It is essential. Put yourself down there.
Definitely. And put a self-care ritual in that me part. Take care of yourself, whatever that looks like for you. That's right. Take a trip every other month. Put a savings for that.
Okay.
Right. No, I literally have savings for everything. And then because I am a entrepreneur and my money comes in just when it comes in, I do percentages, right? So like 5% goes to this account, 10% goes to that account, 50% goes to that account. And it helps me so much. And for me doing that, I get ahead too. So I get ahead of all my bills. Like I have a bills account. So I put all my bills there. But for me to able to do that was for me to know my baseline, to know how much money I'm actually spending a month so that I can make sure that I'm hitting those goals. It's a lot of work, family, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. That is so powerful that you said that you list of where your money is going. That's one of the first things you should do when it comes to putting yourself on a budget. Where is your money going? Because if you know where you're going, we talked about this before. If you know where your money is going, then you will realize, boy, I can't believe I spent $100 on this.
On some food.
On foolishness.
In a day.
No, you could have fixed that meal right at home and saved you. I'm not saying
and I get $100
go up every now and then.
When you know your money, you know how to spend it better. And you get what you want and you deserve.
Whoa. Say that again.
You get what you want when you know your money. You get what you deserve when you know your money.
That's right.
Write down what you're spending on. It's important. Family, we have to think bigger so that we can get in our dreams. Your dreams are your reality. I keep on saying that. Your dreams are your reality. We just have to put the systems in place to make it happen. And Mellonie is here.
That's right.
Mellonie is here to help you with your finances and understand your money.
Yes.
Because it's hard. Especially we weren't taught this in school, like she said earlier. And when it comes to the Black community, we don't talk about this. We don't
Mm-hmm.
have this
Mm-hmm.
conversation. And so it's so important to lean on those people that are there, that are providing the resources, that have actually done the work to help you get to where you want to go.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This
So,
this 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 is so amazing. Yes.
yeah, so one more question. How do you set your not only yourself up for just being financially free, financially independent, but your children? What does that look like?
Um, One of the ways that you set your children up for financial independence is making sure that you open up custodial accounts. All right.
Mm.
You can open up custodial accounts that can consist of whether that be a 529 plan for schooling for college. It could be an UTMA or an UGMA. It can also be a custodian IRA, which is an individual retirement account. Those are some ways. If you are good with your money, you know how to manage your money, you use your credit cards wisely, put your children on your credit card.
Mm.
That will help build up their credit. So by the time they are ready to begin their adulthood journey, they will be way ahead of the game. So those are the things. As I said, schooling wise, a 529 plan, an UTMA or an UGMA, depending on what your objective is, or as I said, an IRA, a custodial IRA, putting them on their credit. All right, and also listen, people, help your children to have a little business. Have a business. Have a business. Your children can have a business. It is essential because listen to this. Wealthy people have 7 legs on their wealthy stool.
Mm.
So if you only have one, you are detrimental to your wealth. You need to have multiple streams of income because one income is not enough if you are trying to become financially independent. And not and you cannot count social insecurity. Like you know what I said? Social insecurity, not social security, because social security is slowly dwindling down. So
Mm.
don't count that as an investment vehicle as a way. Oh, that's gonna take care of me. No, not at all. Not at all. But as I said, those are the things as far as custodial and setting up your kids. Those are some things that you can do for them now.
Definitely, definitely. When it comes to business and telling people to start their own business, does it have to be like a full blown business? What do you mean by starting a business?
Starting a home-based business. Starting a home-based business, especially if you're in the US, there are so many tax benefits that you can get from having a business that you're running from home. Consultation, maybe you're cooking, you have a financial company. Listen, having a business allows you to first of all save some of your money that you would spend on for your phone, for utilities, for your mortgage, for your car, all these things, because now you can write them off as a business expense. So once you're able to write that off as a business expense, your tax liability is reduced. You can take that money and put it in a type of investments. So a business gives you the ability where first of all you can control your money. You're not
Mm.
working on somebody else's goals and dreams. You are working on your goals and dreams. You can work as hard as you want and make as much as you want or as little as you want because this is your goals and dreams. So that's why it doesn't have to be a full blown, but if you have a skill set, okay, or maybe you're like, you know what, I don't even know what business to start. Listen, we need to get connected so I can help you to start a business or identify that business that you can start, but you need to have one now. It is essential, as I said, it is essential to your wealth to have a business, a home-based business just to start out.
Definitely multiple streams, okay, to be financially independent. Well, thank you, Mellony, so much for your time, your energy, in this remarkable conversations about healing through generational wealth. I do want to talk about the post that we posted, this article From Nilly, he talked about, what was it? How to release blockages. It goes with money. Just how to release in the ways that he releases blockages in his healing journey. It is such a great piece. Y'all click the link in our bio. You can catch Mellonie on our directory under where'sneva.com, under the financial pillar, under our support system, and then you will see Mellonie. Book a consultation. Get your life, get your money together, start that business. Mellonie is there to help you. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. You are a gem.
Awesome. I thank you such for the opportunity. My peoples, listen, I'm here to support you in any which way I can, because at the end of the day, if I can help you get what you want, same thing. If you can help somebody get what they want, you will get what you want. So get your house in order so you can truly leave that legacy and be empowered and do the things that you want to do and not what somebody else wants you to do.
Woo! There it goes. There it goes. I love it. I love it. I love you all. This was the last Wellness Wednesday of the month. We are starting May, and so you guys enjoy the content that we post weekly, and we will talk to you soon, Mellonie. Make sure you catch her. Get your life, family, because talking about money is hard. So I'm going to book my consultation soon. All right.
Absolutely. All right, my love.
All right. Bye.